Hey everyone, welcome to another session of Product Management Basics. And in this session, we will discuss what are PRDs, that is, Product Requirement Documents. So, in this session, we'll try and understand what is a PRD, how do we write a PRD, what is the importance of writing a good product requirement document, and at the end of the session, we'll go through an example by a template. I'll also put in the link of a free template so that you can also practice making some PRDs based on your some assumed product requirement. So yeah, that's all about the session today, and let's start. A bit of introduction about myself. I'm Atul Pandey. I'm a product manager with more than 4 years of work experience. I have worked in fintech and I have a domain knowledge of product development and growth. And I've done my MBA from Institute of Audit. So yeah, let's start with the session now. So what is a PRD? A PRD is a document which describes the basic functionality of a product before development. So if I put it in a more simpler term, a PRD is a step-by-step procedure of a particular document feature that is laid down, which is well thought after, by product team, the and other teams, and basically ideas are put forth, and a whole outline of the how the feature will be developed is laid down in this document. So essentially there are three things that are described in a product requirement document. These are the basic feature, what are you actually building, and who's your target segment for whom you are building. So we put in a lot of user stories in the PRDs, and the target segments are being put so as to explain that who is it that we are building the product for, and how obviously how is it going to deliver value to the business that you're working on, how does it really fit in the overall picture. So this is the three basic building blocks of a PRD, and we'll also discuss it in detail that what is it that makes a PRD. But yeah, to start with, it's an initial document which is laid down before the team for their understanding of a product feature, and who walk on the basic guidelines which are set by this document. So yeah, so what should a PRD basically have is the overview and goals, like we discussed. It should describe what is it that you are trying to achieve by integrating a particular product feature, and what are the success metrics. How are you going to judge the success of the development of this feature? So say we are developing a, a feature which is like that we'll also discuss later, sharing integration of the sharing option in a video networking site. So obviously it is to increase the adoption, to increase the engagement. So that are measured and written as success metrics. We'll also discuss about the assumption and the dependencies that should be mentioned in a PRD. I mean, what are the assets that you require? Who are you dependent on? What are the assumptions that you're making? And basically what is your requirement for integrating this functionality in the product? Also, often the PRDs have hyperlinks for the strategy doc for a better understanding of the overall functionality of the product, and these also have UX mockups so that the reader can understand what is it actually that is being built, and and basically what is the look and feel of it. So this is the overall composition of a PRD. We'll also go through a template in the further slides to understand it in detail. So yeah, so why do we write a PRD? So as already discussed, a PRD first and foremost sets out a path, sets out a clear guidance for everyone, for the product team, for the strategy team, for the development team, and it details the overall path on which it has to move. So it sets the guardrails for the particular feature that needs to be developed. It details down the functionality from a user's perspective in a very well-defined manner, so that anyone reading the PRD understands the requirement in a much facile manner. And also, it's a one document that is the source for all the requirements. and it is usually said that if a particular thing is not mentioned in a PRD, it is not going to be developed or moved ahead with. So these are very sacrosanct, especially in an organization that follow the agile development culture, and it really avoids all kind of assumption that this a particular feature has. So there can be various XYZ things which can sort of come with a particular feature, which anything that can be done or not done. So it basically kills all the assumptions and lets the team move on a particular path. So that's the essential reason of writing a PRD before moving towards the development. And basically, who writes a PRD? So yes, the main captain for the ship of writing a PRD is obviously the product team, the strategy team. But then it is always written in confluence with the developers, the UX team, the stakeholders, the QA team, other product managers, so that there are a lot of iterations for a PRD. There are a lot of discussions after which a particular roadmap is set, and based on which our team moves ahead with the integration of this functionality. So yeah, so now we'll go through a particular example of writing a product requirement document. I have also provided this template in the link below, so that you can also go through this particular template. I found it very useful. It was free of cost on the internet. So, and you can also practice it with me. So yeah, we'll go through this template after this slide, and we'll have a more detailed view of writing a product requirement document. So say we want to write a PRD on integration of subscribe option on social networking website. So this can be assumed as the subscribe button that we use on YouTube. So say we are writing a PRD on that. So basically the table of contents are the overview, the goals, the success metrics, assumptions, requirements, UX mocks, the questions, and out of scope features or dependencies, if any. So coming on to overview. So basically, the overview should align with the overall vision and mission of the company, and the feature should align with uh, uh, fit in the overall company objectives. So say we want to integrate a subscribe button in this website. So like YouTube, the overall vision of this company is to increase the user engagement through videos that they are uploading. So the overall objective is to increase the usage of this channel, to facilitate the user to express themselves through the video formats in any way. So yeah, so and how does it fit in overall company objectives is like by adding this feature of subscribe option, the users can engage in a better manner with their with the creators of the website. And what is this problem solving? What problem is this solving is that the user probably before the integration of this subscribe button was not able to connect with the proper content that for which he was coming to the website. So if I am a user of YouTube who loves watching music of say a particular artist, and I could not initially, I had to go on the search bar and search for that music. But now the problem of that is being solved by having a subscribe button, wherein I can click on that subscribe button and get subscribe to any and every content of this that musician whom I want to follow. So yeah, coming to goals, what is the outcome that we are trying to achieve? So our outcome is increase in overall user engagement. Obviously, this can be described in a better manner by you know uh, 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 inculcating various aspects of it, like in what form the user engagement is being increased, etc. But for now, we can describe the goal as increasing the overall user engagement. Coming to the success metrics, how do we know if we have solved the problem? So the basic metrics that we can measure in this case are the retention, the DAUs, So these are basically the generic metrics that can be measured uh, for us to gauge the fact that inclusion of the subscribe button has helped to increase the overall engagement of the user. And obviously the other metrics that can be tracked is that probably how many times a user is clicking on the subscribe button and what is the usage of the button. So there can be fair and large number of success metrics, but this is what needs to be defined at this stage of success metrics, is at this stage of PRD, is what I'm trying to say over here. Now coming to the assumptions and the dependencies. So for assumptions and dependencies, we will try and list down each and every assumption that we are working on. So probably for this feature, one of the assumptions can be that the user is will be more satisfied with the engagement that is being brought in by this subscription option, rather than the system generated or a generic engagement that is being brought on. So hence it is going to increase the engagement in a much better manner. So this is one of the assumptions that is being made in this case of inclusion of this subscribe button, or it would have been made when, obviously it all makes sense now, but at that time the creators would have thought in a particular manner that a subscribe button would create this effect. So there would be a lot of assumptions that are being made, so that needs to be listed down, as in what are the assumptions, what are the dependencies that we have, on what teams do we depend for inclusion of these features. Coming to the requirements, herein we sort of list down the requirements of the overall feature. In requirements, basically we list down the user stories. So uh, so for example, in this requirement tab, we are going to list it down as a user. I want to be able to subscribe or uh, subscribe to my favorite artist so that I am able to engage with the content on priority. So basically, this is one of the user stories which describes our entire purpose of creation of this subscribe button on our social networking site. So as a user, I want to be able to follow my artist in a much better manner, so that I'm intimated first and foremost when the particular artist is uploading a particular video. So this section of this of the PRD lists down the user requirements, and we can list it down in the form of epics and user stories. To understand more about the epics and user stories, you can check the previous links where I have detailed down what is a user story, and how a particular requirement is broken down into epics and user stories. Then moving further down, the PRDs also, as I discussed, let's list down the mocks, or these are embedded in the PRDs. So say how your YouTube or the social networking site would look after the integration of this subscribe button, and after the subscribe button is clicked, its color changes and everything. So path by path the UX mocks are listed down. Then any and every question that has come up in this while thinking about this requirement, thinking about this overall product feature by various teams, can be listed down in the separate tab of questions. And everything that is out of scope, which is not included in this functionality, can be listed down thereafter. So this is the particular you know overall PRD. It's a template of it, and it lists down our product requirement in a much more understandable manner, in a much more organized manner. And as I said, say in a near future, if anyone wants to look that what was it that caused this caused any development to take place, so he can go through a PRD and understand about it, and also it functions as a guardrail for the product team and the strategy team, and especially for the development team. So this is all about PRD. I have embedded the link of this free template in the description. You can come up with any requirement that you can assume for a particular product and describe it in a very organized manner through this PRD, and it will help you to practice more on the subject, because this is a very important thing that a product manager should know, that how to effectively describe a product feature in a product requirement document. So yeah, that's it from today's session on product requirement document. If you require anything else, any questions, you can follow up on the in the comment section of the video, and we reach you. So that's it for today. Thank you so much.